The Fed increases interest rates once again. The price of milk has doubled. These are some of the headlines you may have seen recently. Inflation, recession, bear market. You may have heard a couple of these terms thrown around these days. That's because they're describing the current state of the economy. Inflation rates are high, jobs are going into recession, and the stock market has been in constant decline. But why is this happening, and why now? Hi, this is newFire, and in my last video on my series, What is Financial Literacy?, I'm going to be covering just that. So let's start with inflation. What is it? To put it simply, it's when there's a sudden increase in the price of goods. A bag of chips 1 year ago may have cost a consumer around $2, but a year later, a bag is now $3. The simple answer for that increase in the price of chips, though the same bag in terms of quantity and utility, is inflation. Today, inflation rates are especially high, and that's due to a multitude of reasons. For one, due to COVID, a supply chain crisis sharply increased the cost of goods, and in turn caused businesses to increase the price of these goods. A recent example of these increases happening are with baby formula. A shortage in formula caused the prices to spike, and retailers to limit the quantity each customer could buy because demand was high, and there was not enough supply to meet it. Another reason inflation dramatically increased is due to the government pumping money into the market during COVID to keep the economy afloat, and also lowered the interest rates. Lowered interest rates caused a jump in demand for houses, which inflated the prices in the housing market, creating a bubble. When the cost of production increases, companies must increase the price of goods they produce in order to maintain a profit. At one point, the cost of lumber increased to 3 times what it used to be, and because lumber is an essential resource used to build homes, the price of houses spiked. The reason inflation is harmful is because though the price of goods increased, consumers' income stayed relatively the same. If consumer increased as well, the demand and supply would stay relatively unaffected. But because income stayed the same and costs increased, many consumers are unable to bear the increased prices. This leads to lowered spending and more layoffs, which creates a cycle of recessions. To combat this and bring inflation down, the Fed increased interest rates. The main reason this was done was to restrict the flow of money in the market. When interest rates were low, people were encouraged to buy houses. Increasing interest rates would discourage people from buying houses. This is also called tightening the fiscal policy. With the lower demand in the housing market, the inflation in prices should go down, bring it back to normal levels. However, increasing interest rates doesn't come without consequence. I mentioned the stock market decline earlier, and that's partly due to the interest rates, which creates a bear market. If the market is positive, it's a bull market, and if it's negative, which it is now, that's a bear market. You might be wondering what the correlation between interest rates and the stock market is. Well, all companies need loans from the bank to operate. Because the interest on those loans have dramatically increased, many people are worried about what will happen to the companies they've invested in, and have thus sold their stock to protect themselves from any losses. Historically, the stock market has declined, and the economy has gone into a recession around every 6 to 8 years. So far in the 21st century, there was one in 2001, the dot-com bubble in 2008, a small recession in 2016, and again this year in 2022. This pattern has been occurring since at least the Great Depression in 1929. Knowing that a recession is likely inevitable every few years is crucial to helping us prepare for them better. Losing your job or your stocks during a recession isn't your mistake, and you may not be able to help it, but what you can do is prepare yourself for it. Invest in many different avenues, so a crash in one sector doesn't end up costing you your entire investment. And save your money so you have a cushion to fall back on in case you do end up losing your job or whatever source of income you have. And that's it! We got through the entire series, What is Financial Literacy? And with that, we've covered basic financial literacy. Understanding financial literacy will be of so much help for you on your journey towards financial independence, and will take you that much closer to achieving it. I hope this series helped you and you were able to learn as much as I did throughout this entire chapter. If you don't know what financial independence is, I encourage you to watch a couple videos I did covering that. That's it for today, and this is newFire, signing out.